Democrats and independents that is going to cause media stir. I mean, imagine what the headlines would be if we actually had...
We'll be our own media, and we cover the media, not covering the stories, and that's some of the stuff that
I mean, that's the great thing about Congress, the way the Founding Fathers did design it. At least they designed the House correctly, that every 2 years you can... And so if we get 50 people in 2012, we might get 100 in 2014, you know, and you could be part of that first wave. Yeah,
well, that's what I'm trying to do. That's been my concept as I've gone along trying to do this. I tried to work with the Democrats. Then I have Debbie Wasserman Schultz, who's now the head of the Democratic National Committee.
Who I also think voted for the NDA.
She was endorsing the Republican Congresswoman, Ginny Brown Waite, not once but twice in the St. Pete Times. So, I mean, you got to be kidding me. I mean, I know the politics, I know the media, and it's going to be interesting.
This should be your time. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better time, John. You couldn't ask for a better time than November the 6th, 2012. I mean, never in the past times that you've ran has the Congress had such a low approval rating. I mean, the reason why, the news media acts shocked when all of a sudden, you know, the Congress tips from Republican to Democrat. They're like, the people don't know what they want. The people do know what they want.
They just can't get it. They don't get the choice. They're not afforded the choice.
They're just sick of everyone. I mean, it doesn't take long before people are getting sick of these politicians. I mean, you know, first they were sick of Bush, now they're sick of Obama and Pelosi.
Well, because they're all playing to the same benefactors. That's the deal. That's why nothing moves forward. Obama dilly-dallied for 2 years when he supposedly had the dilly-dallying was purposeful because he could not use the so-called power of having the Senate and Congress in his corner, so he went for bipartisanship, which is just, you know...
No, he didn't even try to get the public option either. Like, that was one of his campaign promises. That was one of the times...
Exactly, and how many...
outwitted Hillary Clinton. I remember in the debates, he said, but the difference between me and you, Hillary, is that I'm never going to, you know, put a public option in there, you know?
Oh, and, you know, I was an Edwards guy, and I've met some of these people, and you know, when Edwards stood up in a debate, and you know, notwithstanding all the stuff that followed, he was that woman that went after him. I believe was well, not I believe, it is factually true that she was a barfly of some renown in the 1980s, and had a book actually written about her exploits, and so she went after that guy and she got him, you know, and he stood up in a debate, you know, early on when he was actually in the debates, and he said, you got to be in fantasy land if you think you're going to negotiate with these people, speaking of the health insurance companies, when they were talking about health care. And he goes, you have to defeat them, and I know how to defeat them.
Yeah.
On.
Well, he told me
that is a direct quote that he's done, and, you know, he fell for the oldest trick in the book. You know, and that's...
Oh, he totally gave the health insurance companies the biggest giveaway ever. I mean, he surpassed Bush in that. I mean, he almost is like a third Bush administration term. I mean, to be quite honest, I mean, he's
more solid Bush than Bush was. I mean, he expanded the war, gave us corporate insurance. Yeah, but he does it with the soft touch. He's rhetorically the most accomplished president I can ever think of.
I will say
and
this.
The people fall for it.
It's now, I think it's great that the American population voted